We'll now go over The Healthy Professional in the Chapter 4 Foundations book. Our learning objectives are to explain the healthy professional, discuss nutritional needs in a beauty context, practice proper hydration, and describe how immunity keeps the body safe. We'll explain when to take a sick day, identify common beauty professional health issues, protect yourself with proper body mechanics, recognize the challenges posed by pregnancy. Having a basic understanding of how to maintain your health and well-being on the job can help increase the longevity of your career, and it's just an overall good benefit for you. Making the right nutritional choices and drinking plenty of water is always a good place to start. Some skin disorders and diseases, fatigue, stress, depression, even poor focus can be caused by an unhealthy diet or improper hydration. So it's really good to have a well-balanced diet and stay hydrated. Also, beyond eating and drinking properly, moving around properly, so body mechanics, being aware of how to move safely and efficiently to avoid putting stress on your body will help make your career last longer. So that will be something that we get into with ergonomics. All of our bodily functions, including the building of tissues, are related to nutrition. And nutrition is the process involved in taking in nutrients and utilizing them. So the foods that we eat and the water that we drink are the basic building blocks of our lives. And the foods that we eat are broken down into basic molecules that are then delivered to every single cell in the body. And these molecules are what the cells use to repair damage, form new cells, and then also conduct other biochemical reactions in the body system, which is our metabolisms, making everything function. Our skin is nourished by the blood that flows into our body, so having the proper nutrition then also correlates to our skin. It's good to remember that we are not licensed dietitians and we're not adequately trained in nutrition. You might take a nutrition class, but that's a very basic nutrition class. So we cannot legally recommend dietary changes to our clients, because sometimes clients might be taking medications for different health conditions like diabetes or high blood pressure. And if we recommend something that can negatively affect that with misleading advice, there could be contraindications with that. But it is good to have working knowledge of nutrition and how the body is affected by the foods that we consume, because good nutrition is necessary for having healthy skin, hair, and nails. Nutrients, essential nutrients, are things that we have to eat or drink. So we have to consume these things because the body cannot make enough of them or sufficient amounts of them to sustain itself properly. So we have to get it through our diet. Some examples would be carbohydrates. So this is needed for energy to run every function of the body. So these would be our fibers and our sugars. Vitamins are required for many bodily functions to occur, including just having a normal metabolism, so the process of energy being used up. Fats are needed for many bodily functions, including our hormones, sebum production, so our oil production, and absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. Minerals are used by cells to produce important biochemicals that have other bodily functions. Proteins are important for building muscle and blood tissues and for cell repair and replacement. And water is necessary for virtually every function of the body and our cells, and it makes up 50 to 70% of the body's weight. So a while ago, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, or the USDA, developed a program called MyPlate that helps people determine the amounts of food that they should eat from the 5 basic food groups. And eating the recommended amounts of the food from the 5 basic groups is the best way to support and maintain the health of the body, the skin, and the nails. The USDA and the United States Department of Health and Human Services have developed these guidelines to assist people with achieving a balanced diet. So, eating a variety of foods, selecting a diet that's high in fresh fruits, vegetables, and grain products, and that is low in fats, saturated fats, specifically in cholesterol. Consuming moderate amounts of salt and sugar, including sodium and modified sugars that are in prepackaged foods. Drinking an appropriate amount of water, so normally keeping consumption of alcohol beverages to a minimum. Balancing your diet with the right amount of physical activity, so getting physically active. It's good to know that mobility and muscle increase our health and life expectancy, so it's always good to keep active. Also, maintaining or improving your weight. Our first question is, what are the 6 essential nutrients? Vitamins play a very important role in the body's health, which aids in healing, fighting diseases, and maintaining our skin, hair, and nails, which we probably care a little bit more about sometimes. There are 13 essential vitamins. There are vitamins A, C, D, E, and K, and there are also 8 B complex vitamins. Vitamins A, D, E, and K are all fat-soluble vitamins, and these are found in fats in foods, and they can be stored in the body. Vitamins C and B complex are water-soluble, so the body uses them and loses them a little bit more quickly, so they must be replenished regularly. Vitamins A, C, D, and E have been shown to have positive effects on the skin when taken by mouth. If a person's daily food consumption is lacking in nutrients, vitamins and minerals supplements can help provide some nutrients needed, but it's good to read the recommended daily allowance or the RDA for each vitamin and mineral support. And these are all recommendations that are listed on supplement labels. It's also good to remember that vitamins are nutritional supplements and not cosmetic ingredients. Now, speaking of vitamins that are good for skin health, vitamin A supports the overall health of the skin and aids in the health, function, and repair of the skin cells. It's also been shown to improve the skin's elasticity and thickness. Vitamin C is important for the proper repair of the skin and tissues. It also aids and accelerates the skin's healing process as well as boosting our immune system. Very important in fighting the aging process as it promotes the production of collagen in the skin's dermal layer and keeps the skin healthy and firm. Vitamin D enables the body to properly absorb and use calcium for bone health. It also promotes rapid healing of the skin. And vitamin E helps protect the skin from the sun's UV light. If a client ever asks you about nutrition and how it could affect their skin, it's better to just tell them to seek advice from a registered dietitian or a nutritionist. Because again, that's out of our scope of practice. The one essential nutrient no one can live without, including me, I know, you're surprised, is water. So drinking water is indispensable to keeping the body healthy. It sustains our cell health, it aids in elimination of toxins and waste, helps regulate the body temperature, and also aids in proper digestion. When all of these functions perform properly, they can help our skin, hair, and nails stay healthy, vital, and attractive. Some water facts for you if you're interested. An estimated 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated, and research also suggests that the benefits of water on human health and functioning are many. Even mild dehydration will slow metabolism by as much as 3%. Drinking lots of water can help stop hunger pangs for many dieters. Lack of water is the number one cause of daytime fatigue. A 2% drop in body water can actually trigger a fuzzy short-term memory, trouble with basic math, and difficulty in focusing on a computer screen or a printed page. The amount of water that we need varies by individual, So it depends on our body weight and then also the level of daily physical activity. The human body requires about 2 liters of fluid a day just to replace the fluid lost from simply existing, so walking, standing, and breathing, which is about 8-ounce glasses of water per day at a minimum. So drinking 9 to 12 glasses is typically recommended. So a formula to help determine how much water you need is to take your body weight, divide that by 2, and then divide that number by 8. And that resulting number is about how many 8-ounce glasses of water you should drink every day. But again, that's going to vary depending on your physical activity level, how much you're sweating. So if it's really hot out and you're sweating a lot, you might need to drink a little bit more. And also, drinking too much is not recommended, so you should really only increase how much water you're getting if you're thirsty or dehydrated. Now we'll describe how immunity keeps our bodies safe. So immunity refers to the ability of the body to resist and destroy pathogens and to respond to infection. We have 2 types of immunity, so natural immunity, which is partly inherited and partly developed through healthy living. Acquired immunity is developed after overcoming a disease or through inoculation, so a flu or vaccines, or also through exposure to natural allergens like pollen, cat dander, or dust. You can improve your immune system by getting proper nutrition, enough sleep, and also not smoking. So for our immune system to work well and protect and heal our body, it has to be healthy. Some people might have an illness or a medication that can impair their immune systems, but for most of us, a healthy immune system can be the result of a lifestyle choice. Some of these lifestyle choices would be proper nutrition, so choosing foods that provide a variety of nutrients can improve our immune system. Having adequate sleep, so most adults require 8 to 9 hours of sleep. Also, not smoking, because the use of tobacco products can significantly damage all of our body systems, including the immune system. Our second question is, what is immunity and what are the 2 types of immunity? Antibiotics are substances that kill or slow the growth of bacteria and other microorganisms. They are widely overused, which leads to new, stronger strands of bacteria that are often resistant to these drugs, so like MRSA. Some antibiotics can create skin sensitivity and other reactions, so you might want to do a prior patch test before the service. A patch test is a predisposition test which identifies a possible allergy in a client, so you would want to mark in the inside forearm, at the bend of the elbow, or right behind the ear to test if they have a reaction. When should you take a sick day? Well, if you're running a fever, if you're throwing up all over, and if you're going number 2 all liquid, maybe you should stay home until you've been cleared by a physician or your symptoms have disappeared. Even a simple cold, which might not be dangerous, can be easily spread to your clients and their families or your coworkers, which can hurt your business as a whole. If you do decide to go to work, it's important to know that you could be contagious and to avoid shaking hands, wash hands prior to every client, which you should be doing anyway. Sneezing into your elbow, again, you should be doing that anyway. Consider wearing protective equipment like gloves and masks, which you should be wearing gloves anyway. Also increasing your fluid intake and seeing a doctor if your symptoms persist. Everyone gets sick once in a while, so it's not the end of the world if you do get sick. And honestly, I'd rather you guys stay the heck away from me if you do get sick, because I still have to go to work and make money, so I can't afford getting sick, you guys. So if you are sick, stay the heck away from me and just let me know that you're not going to be there. Allergies are a hypersensitivity disorder of the immune system, and allergic reactions occur when a person's immune system reacts negatively to a normally harmless substance in the environment, so like pollen, dust, cats. Some of these reactions can be shown through itchy eyes or runny nose, wheezing, skin rashes, or diarrhea. Some allergies that develop in our profession can be related to a few common sources, so fragrances and products, preservatives, chemicals. We don't really have to worry about this one too much, so this is like more if you're going to work in a salon. People might have to worry about hair coloring and texturing chemicals or chemicals that are used in nail services. Excessive exposure to moisture might be something, though, we should keep in mind, so making sure that we're drying our hands thoroughly, including between wearing gloves and after we wash our hands. Now, it's also good to keep in mind that it is possible to develop allergies or sensitivities to products or things that we use daily. So making sure that we're wearing gloves when we are disinfecting or just during facials in general to prevent that from happening is something that you for sure want to do. Now, getting into some ergonomics. Having good ergonomics is the best prevention for many bone and joint pains associated with repetition or being a beauty professional. But there are some other things that you can do to help reduce pain associated with being an esthetician. So wearing footwear that offers supports to all parts of the foot, including the arch, maintaining a healthy weight for your frame to reduce stress on your joints, your hips, knees, and ankles. Also, if you're going to be on your feet a lot, consider support hoses and stockings to avoid painful and dangerous varicose veins. Dehydration. So, fun fact, if you are thirsty, that's a sign that you're already dehydrated. And if you don't drink water, symptoms can just continue to escalate. So you might get dizzy, you could have increased heart rate, you could faint. It could be difficult to remember to drink enough water when you're so busy, or there's some people that will intentionally not drink a whole lot of water to avoid having to go to the bathroom mid-service, and that's always a bad idea. So you should never restrict your fluids because our body needs water, and if you're skipping meals as well, that can add up to your water deficit as well. This book suggests that you eat frequent small meals a day rather than 3 large meals a day, because small frequent meals can maintain your body's energy and helping stay focused and efficient. They also don't recommend having a huge lunch so you don't feel groggy the rest of the afternoon. Now, we don't really have to worry about hair splinters, but if someone gets a cut or if you get a cut, you should wash that immediately with soap and water. You can use an antiseptic or antibiotic product applied and then having a bandage over top. Also, good to know, hydrogen peroxide should never be used on a cut. It is a good disinfectant, but it also kills the cells intended to start the healing process, so it can leave your cut open to secondary infections longer. Our question 3 is, what are 3 signs or symptoms that you should stay home sick? Ergonomics is the science of designing the workplace as well as its equipment and tools to make specific body movements more comfortable, efficient, and safe. So examples would be having our stool at the proper height or the treatment table a proper height so you're not hunching over. Also having our trays at an appropriate length away so we're not reaching over too far and hurting ourselves or hurting our shoulders from reaching so far. Every year, hundreds of beauty professionals report musculoskeletal disorders, including carpal tunnel syndrome, which is a wrist injury, and other back injuries. This is something that we should kind of keep in mind and worry about because we might have to sit all day, we might have to stand all day, and we are performing repetitive movements, which can cause a development of carpal tunnel or other injuries. Prevention is the key to avoiding these problems, so Being aware of your posture and your movements and having good work habits, proper tools, and equipment can enhance our health and comfort. If you ever do go out on your own, something I always recommend, which is kind of pricey, but I think it's worth the investment, is a electric lift table. So it's just a table that can go up and down with the press of a button. So our standing posture for proper body mechanics, we should be holding our head up and chin parallel to the floor. Keep your neck elongated and balanced directly above the shoulders. Lift your upper body so that your chest is up and out, so not slouching. Hold your shoulders level and relaxed. Stand with your spine straight. Sitting posture for proper body mechanics includes keeping your hips level and horizontal, flexing your knees slightly and positioning them over your feet, lowering your body smoothly into a chair, placing the soles of your feet on the floor under your knees, keeping the seat of your chair even with your knees, distributing your body weight evenly on both hips, so not just like leaning over on one side, keeping your torso erect, and making sure desks are at the correct height so the upper and lower parts of your arms form a right angle when you're writing. Some bad habits include gripping or squeezing implements too tightly, bending or contorting your wrists repeatedly, holding your arms too far away from your body, holding your elbows at more than a 60-degree angle, and bending forward or twisting your body in a weird way to get closer to your client. On the flip side, some good habits would be to keep your wrist in a straight or neutral position. When working on a client's hands or fingers, having the client extend their hand across the table to you. Use ergonomically designed implements, keeping your back and neck straight. Standing on a anti-fatigue mat if you're going to be standing for a long time. And also when standing, positioning your legs hip width apart, bending your knees slightly, and aligning your pelvic area with your abdomen. If you're going to be lifting anything, you want to keep your feet about shoulder width apart. Keep your chin up and back straight when you're lifting. You want to bend at your knees, not your back. Keep objects close to your body. Do not twist your body when lifting or carrying. Exhale when lifting. Lift with the legs, not with the back. Push or pull instead of lifting. Never reach more than 18 inches away from your body. Also avoid fast, jerky motions when you're lifting. For pregnancy, in aesthetics at least, we shouldn't have to worry a whole lot about this. The products that we use are safe for pregnancy. It would be more next semester that we want to watch out for this. So once we start with the electrical modalities and chemical peels, it's something that we probably wouldn't use on someone that's pregnant. If someone pregnant does come in, something that we would want to do is just lift the table up when we are doing a facial on them so they're not laying flat and causing pressure on their spine. Regardless of who's pregnant, there are some precautions that should be followed. So specifically with us, with disinfectants, you should always extend your arm the full length when you're using a spray and directing the spray away from yourself and another person. You should always wear gloves during any chemical process. So for us specifically, when we're doing facials or if you're disinfecting or doing sanitation. Also, it's just good to wash your hands frequently and just getting in the habit. Question 4 is just, what is ergonomics? To conclude, our learning objectives were explain the healthy professional, discuss nutritional needs in a beauty context, practice proper hydration, describe how immunity keeps the body safe, explain when to take a sick day, identify common beauty professional health issues, protect yourself with proper body mechanics, and recognize the challenges posed by pregnancy. And that will conclude our chapter 4 in the Foundations book, The Healthy Professional.